Hey guys, it's Em, and today I wanted to talk about life gems because I feel a lot of the conversation around them is missing a lot of context. I want to be the one that gives it, okay? So we all know what life gems are, right? They're really strong tools that help you regenerate health. You can pop one, it's a little bit faster than Estus, and you can get a ton of them once you reach the Forest of the Giants, which is like the first area in the game if you're playing normal. These will let you tank hits, get past tons of areas pretty much unscathed that you wouldn't be able to the other Souls games. Some people say this even makes Estus useless. You won't even need to go around and look for shards or anything because life gems are just so much better. You can have 99 of them on hand at a time and they give you basically free healing, so why would you ever need Estus? I've even heard some people go, I didn't even pick up any shards, I never upgraded my Estus, I never got more than one, because you just don't need it, because life gems just carry the way. And I think for maybe the first playthrough, you have a point, because the damage is low enough where life gems can sustain you. Hey, Cut and M here. Normally I'd make this a quick annotation, but considering every conversation for or against Dark Souls 2 has to be very literal, let me expand on this a bit. Life gems can sustain you against most normal enemies towards the start of the game, as often they don't do enough damage to out-damage the life gem's healing rate. But unless you're wearing heavy armor and you intentionally are trying to hit trade, the endgame will still require you to have dodge timings and whatnot due to the enemy damage output or other factors like how many there are or how fast they attack. Shrine Blue Smelter's run back and Iron Keep immediately come to mind. A main complaint about all these areas is how many enemies there are. If you fight them with no strategy at all, this will definitely become a point of struggle like it has for many people, life gems or not. And as for the bosses, as I said before about this game, they definitely aren't the hardest here, but if you suck at fighting the more difficult ones in this game, like Fume Eidolon or Ivory King, you won't be able to face tank them with life gems in a normal playthrough. It simply just wouldn't be viable. But the moment you hit New Game Plus or beyond, this isn't really still an option or a thing. For instance, I went on New Game Plus and I joined the Covenant of Champions. I had never done this before. I thought this was just going to be a funny little thing. I got hit like 2 times and I went to Life Gem and they just fucking killed me. That does not work the further you go into this game. It just doesn't, because the enemies will outdamage the healing, so it doesn't make sense to use the basic life gems. You can use the other life gems to kind of replace them, but it's not as easy to get those, so they're not really this spammable resource. A lot of the videos that I see put together, I feel they played the game one time, never went to New Game Plus because they didn't like it, so they have this opinion that life gems are just like the easy carry you throughout any playthrough you're on tool. I feel life gems are a beginner tool, something to help people struggling with the game get through the game at least once. The only use they really have once you hit that New Game Plus or New Game Plus point is to heal you after engagements. And to go back onto Estus, which we've already said was useless the first time you play because you have so many life gems heal you slowly over time. Estus is an immediate burst of healing. A lot of times when you're in these new game boss fights, since the boss fights can change, or even, just surrounded by a lot of people, you won't have time to crack 2 life gems. And if someone hits you while you're cracking it, you will take so much damage it wasn't even worth going for a single life gem in the first place. But if you go for an Estus, the second it touches your lips, you're getting a burst of healing if they hit you or not. So even if they do a lot of damage, you're probably going to heal that damage back with a fully leveled Estus. If you went into New Game without your Estus level, you're going to be in for an awful time because you'll be using an outdated healing resource that was made mainly for beginners, in my opinion. In the long run, Estus has way more use. Even if your Estus isn't maxed out, if you take 2 chugs of Estus, it'll get you way faster healing and get you back in the fight easier than life gems would. Give you a direct fight example. Flexile Sentry. When you get on the New Game Plus and you fight Flexile, he now has 2 little guys running around in the room with you. Meaning, you could try to go for a life gem pop, but they outdamage how much you heal for that, and it's kind of difficult to believe you're going to get 2 of those off in the first place. Now, if you pop an Estus on the other hand, a leveled Estus, that is way more helpful in that scenario. It is way better for fast healing when you get on higher difficulties. Let's even look at the Lost Sinner, another boss fight that was changed to have more enemies in it. Again, same issue. In my opinion, life gems are a tool to help beginners get through the game the first time, and get higher up to help you heal post-engagement. Everyone's already said, oh, in Dark Souls 2 Scholar, there's so many more enemies. It's not even fair. but you have a tool that can heal you pretty much at any time. Meaning on the higher levels, after you get past those engagements, if you don't want to waste an Estus, because Estus is mainly for quick fighting use, you can pop a life gem and keep pushing, because you have to deal with all these enemies that wouldn't be in any other Souls game, right? Estus is the main healing thing in the game. Life gems are just the beginner tool to help you get through the first time. Does it trivialize the game? Not really. If you're still ass at Dark Souls 2, these are not gonna save you. If you can't get past Shrine of Amana, the life gems probably aren't gonna help you get past Shrine of Amana, you know? They'll make it slightly easier. But if you still don't know how to navigate it, you're not beating it, right? If you're stuck on Fume Knight, life gems aren't just going to blatantly carry you for it. It's just something to help you along in your journey. I feel if you've played the game for any stretch of time past your initial playthrough, these are things you just kind of catch on to, but I feel like I've never heard anyone say it, so I wanted to toss my hat in that ring. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you think life gems are this thing that can carry you throughout every difficulty? Or are you like me and you think it's a decent beginner tool, but after that, it doesn't have the same efficiency that it used to? As always, as long as you're respectful, I'm glad to discuss in the comments, and I've been out, and I am out.